So good morning everybody, this is Teacher Jamie, and for today, just like what I promised you, I'll be reading you a story. Now, before I'll read you the story, I want you to meet my friends. Are you ready? Dun-dun-dun.
Hi everybody!
Oh, nice! So this one is Troy. Another one. Wait.
Hi everybody!
So this one is Toothy. I named him Toothy because of his spiky teeth. Now, so what are these? What do you think? What are these puppets? So they are made of paper bags, right? So what are these puppets? So they do they look like a dog? What about a snake? Okay, so these are my friendly monsters. So they are monsters. So what about you? Do you have a monster at home? Now, do they have triple eyes like Troy or spiky teeth like Toothy? Now, are they friendly or are they scary? Huh? So, can you tell Teacher Jamie about that during our Zoom time later? Okay, so let's start our story. So this story is written by Amanda Knoll and illustrated by Howard McWilliam. So the title of this story is How I Met My Monster. Ready? One night, when I reached under the bed for my truck, I found this note instead. From the office of Mr. Z. Monsters, meet here for final test. Z. Ha! My parents were obviously trying to trick me into staying in bed. I didn't believe in monsters. So I crumpled the paper, grabbed my truck, and zipped over to my garage. I heard some creaking and rumbling, but I wasn't scared. Our house always made noises at night. But then a voice under the bed scolded, "Stop that stomach rumbling! The child will hear you!" Voices? Stomach rumbling? If this was part of my parents' trick, it was pretty cool. I peered into the inky blackness. 5 pairs of eyes blinked back. "See? Now he knows we're here," the voice said. "One of you has broken monster rule number 1. Maintain the element of surprise." This is no trick, I thought. There are monsters in my bed. A long-necked yellow monster slid out, followed by 4 little monsters. "Rule number 2, the yellow one instructed. "Never block the bed. All of you, scoot over." Hey, I realized that one must be their teacher. I sat up straight, mesmerized by the monster parade shuffling across my bedroom. "That's better," the teacher monster said. "Access to the bed is clear. Now, who knows rule number 3? The purple monster tittered on his tiptoes and gurgled, "Get the child into bed." "That's correct, Genghis. So he is Genghis." "And how did you do that?" "Well, Mr. Z, I would roar my scariest roar." "All right, give it a go." Genghis took a deep breath, opened his mouth. He has 1, 2, 3 mouths, and let out a tiny blip. Stomach rumbling would have a better chance of getting me into bed than that funny little noise. I laughed. "That child is right," said Mr. Z, shaking his head. "That was not sufficiently scary. Genghis, I'm sorry. You're not the best monster for this child." Though there was some creaking as Genghis slumped beneath the bed. Before I could investigate where Genghis had gone, Mr. Z asked, "Now, who wants to try to get the child into bed?" The orange monster looked at the ceiling and the red monster looked at the floor. Only the green one looked at me. First, he stared at my toes and started drooling. Then he took a step toward me, and I heard that rumbling noise again. So maybe this monster is what? Is hungry. I sprang into bed so he couldn't get my food. Mr. Z blinked. Very unconventional, Gabe. Your stomach gargles seem to be what this child needs. What I needed was to make sure this little Gabe monster didn't eat my toes. Right, you three. The child is now in bed, said Mr. Z. As every monster knows, the ultimate objective is rule number 4. Who can tell me what that is? The orange monster bounced and squeaked. Keep the child in bed until it falls asleep, she said. Correct, Morgan. So this is Morgan. And how would you accomplish that? Shadow puppets! Shadow puppets! She squeaked again. So Gabe whistled through his nose and I snickered, but Mr. Z said, interesting idea. Let's try it. Morgan hopped onto my night table and flailed her arms near my lamp. Seeing the shadows blob onto the wall and a cloud of fluffy fur tickled my nose. Ah! Ah! Achoo! Oh no! Morgan, stop at once! Mr. Z ordered. You're supposed to scare him, not make him sneeze. I'm sorry, but you're not a match eater. Morgan's arms flopped to her sides and she scuttled under my bed. There was some more creaking and Morgan was gone. After all that sneezing, I really needed a tissue. Suddenly, a huge shadow of uncut claws loomed across my room. Awesome, I thought, and kind of scary. I froze in place. Powerful performance, Gabe, said Mr. Z. But do either of you see a problem? Oh, I know, chirped the red monster. The child is out of the bed again. Correct, Abigail, said Mr. Z. And one of you must get him back in. Let's revisit rule number 1. Maintain the element of surprise. All at once, poof! The monsters vanished. They're all gone. Then I heard more rumbling. Were they hiding in my closet making noises to scare me? Ha! No, it was my stomach grumbling. All this excitement was making me hungry. I tiptoed past the closet and peeked out the door. So far, so good. No monsters. Then I stepped over the squeaky stair and sneaked down to the kitchen. As I reached into the pantry, I heard some chattering behind me. I sure hope it wasn't that too loving Gabe. I yanked open the fridge. Ha! It wasn't Gabe. It was just the red monster shivering on the shelf. So she's cold. Found ya! I laughed. Nice try, Abigail, said Mr. Z. But this isn't working. You're not the right monster for this child. But, Mr. Z, it's not my fault he's not scared of me. I'm sorry, Abigail. Let's go. Abigail clumped behind Mr. Z. When I heard the cooking, I knew she was gone. I grabbed some crackers and headed upstairs, wondering if Gabe was gone too. Look, is Gabe gone? I munched all the way down the hall. Then went into the bathroom to brush my teeth again. When I opened the door a minute later, Gabe was definitely not gone. He was right there, and he was huge. Oh no, now Gabe is very big. I charged into my room and slammed the door. When I leaped into bed, I knew my toes were safe. Whew. I was surprised to hear breathing under my bed, ragged breathing, and stomach rumbling. Hey kid, he growled. Good to see ya. I pulled my covers up tight. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to start the evening with an ominous puddle of drool. I peeked over the edge of the bed. Green ooze spread soundlessly from underneath. Then the bed quivered as Gabe unfurled his spiky tail. Well, this looks quite promising, Mr. Z noted. When I heard someone creaking, I know Mr. Z was gone. I was alone. Okay. Gabe loomed over my bed and began sharpening his uncut claws on my bedpost. How'd you get so big? I gasped. Rule number 5, my friend, he explained. People food makes monsters grow. So thanks for the crackers. Got any toes I can munch? I scrunched in my feet so Gabe couldn't get them. This was way better than playing with trucks. No toast tonight, but you can have this. I offered, tossing a stuffed monster off the bed. Gabe dove for it. His soft, comforting snorts filled the room as he snuffled the toy. I shivered. Scary, right? Kid, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. No other monsters can scare me like you. I giggled. Gabe was the monster for me. His snorts and oos were perfect. I yawned, then shivered again. I was asleep in no time. And that was the end of the story, How I Met My Monster, written by Amanda Knoll and illustrated by Howard McWilliam. Did you like it? So hope you liked the story Teacher Jamie read for you. So can we talk about it later during our Zoom time? Alright, bye!